Well, hello there, and welcome to the very first Saturday edition of Photogenic Figures, Shingles edition. Yes, folks, shingles are a pain in the butt. They hurt. I'm on drugs, so I get to drink a lot of water. I have to take Tylenol because my head is just. This is what some people get shingles like around their waist. I had to get it right in my head. It hurts to wash my hair. But what helps me get through the day is looking at solicitations for action figures, and that's what Photogenic Figures is all about. What I'll be talking to you about in this video are figures I've seen over the last week or two that I think are going to look really great under the lights when they're released. But before we go any further with that, Toypixx is all about action figure photography. I'm about helping you get better and about helping me get better. So I'll talk about figures, I'll talk about photography, talk about tips and tricks and things I dig, things I don't, all that good stuff. So if any of that sounds cool to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And now, since you're all done doing that, let's get to this first potential photogenic figure. Alright folks, the first figure we're going to look at on Photogenic Figures is this guy. That's right, we've got a Mezco Spiderman. Now normally, Mezco Spidey wouldn't be on my radar for a potential photogenic figure. I mean, he's Spider-Man. He's supposed to be insanely posable. And when you're dressed up in cloth, you really can't have that much articulation. I just don't think it's possible. But the guy's got like 20 hands. He's got 5 heads or something. He's got a web backpack. He's got a Spidey symbol display stand that's like the old cartoon. He's got just a regular display stand with a big Spider-Man look deal. I mean, the guy is loaded with all kinds of accessories. But even then, I was not sold on this guy being all that photogenic. So now, if I wasn't sold on Spidey as a potential photogenic figure, what actually sold me on him? And yeah, it's who they solicited next. It is the Green Goblin. Ladies and gentlemen, the photo ops between these two characters, between that Spider-Man and that Green Goblin, oh, when you guys start putting those two under the lights, I think we're going to get some really good stuff. Green Goblin comes with like 15 hands, he's got 5 heads, he's got his glider, he's got all kinds of pumpkin bombs, he's got weird stuff that I didn't even know about. I had to really search online to find out about the other stuff he's throwing, like the ghost, and I think another's a frog. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff. It wasn't really on my radar as something I wanted to collect, so I didn't get into it too much, but wow, seeing these two together under the lights, I think there's gonna be something to that, and while I don't think I'll regret passing them up, I do think I'll regret not being able to take pictures of them. My wallet will be pleased, my lights maybe less so. Next up we have Skyfire. Yeah, he looks pretty sweet. Now, I'm not a Masterpiece Transformers collector. I used to be, but when they went fully toon accurate, I kind of stopped. I liked the amalgamation kind of looks that they had before, and when they went with just fully cartoon, it just didn't interest me as much. Now, I do understand, though, from a design perspective, it makes sense to be able to just say, see this huge thing of G1 looks from the cartoon, we're going for that. So it makes sense to me why they would switch and do that. It just got to that point where when they did, they didn't interest me. That doesn't mean, however, that I don't think this Skyfire looks glorious. Look at that guy. Just hang on. that's a good looking Transformer. And he's going to look great under the lights. Like I said, I did have Masterpiece figures, and I love shooting them. So for those of you who also have Masterpiece Transformers and are currently collecting them and love taking pictures, I truly believe this guy is going to make for some insane shots. He's going to be one of those even background filler guys. You can have Bumblebee in an extreme foreground shot with Jetfire's legs in the background, and that'll almost provide all the background you need. I mean, he's going to be something to behold, and I can't wait to see people take pictures of him. Next up, I talked about this crazy crew when I talked about the Black Series figures announced at Star Wars Celebration, and I'll talk about them a little more. We have the Inquisitors, Darth Maul, and Darth Vader. Now, I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. Okay, I'm not a Black Series guy. I'm not going to pick any of these up. Don't hate. That's just me. That's just those $25 figures really sneak up on you. So the only real collection I'm going nuts on when it comes to those is G.I. Joe. So here's what I'm thinking. Under the lights, the bright gloss black and the matte blacks look incredible. Red lightsabers, when you play a little bit in Photoshop to give those effects, combined with the gloss black and the matte black, also look incredible. Not to mention, the design team knocked all of these out of the park. Truly, these are great looking figures. Now, everybody's got a Vader, so maybe he's not for you if you're into this collection. And several people have a Maul, but man, if I were getting a Maul, it probably would be this Clone Wars Maul, because Kenobi! That always seems necessary when I talk about Maul. Yeah, I am impressed with the design. My only thing with Black Series is kind of the function, and so for that reason, I don't think I want to take pictures of them because they're just not articulated enough. Clearly that means articulation. But for those of you that are far better photographers than me and can throw them under the lights and make them look incredibly awesome in just standing there poses, and even some action figure poses. Action figure poses? They're all action figures. Action-like poses. Yay! These things, I think, are going to be awfully photogenic for you. Alright, folks, listen up. Hide the kids. I don't care where you tell them to go, what you tell them to do. Just get them out of the room, because we're going to talk about this. That's right. We've got Milk Tea Girl up on the screen. Now, why would I, a self-respecting man about town, about the world, really, with the YouTubes thing, want to talk about such a thing? Such an uninhibited snail shell figure. Here's why. Can you imagine the photographic possibilities with, say, Cyclops and Marvel Girl, or Scott and Jean, however you want to talk about them, walking down the street? Cyclops turns his head, and there's Milk Tea Girl just walking by. I think the potential for hilarious photos with this figure is insane. Now, I also think she looks pretty well articulated. I don't know what's going on at her waist. I think maybe her waist isn't all that well articulated. But really, for an articulated figure, I think she looks pretty good. She's not something I'm going to pick up. I have a niece that would stop by, and I don't want to explain that to her or my sister. That would be uncomfortable. But if you think she looks pretty cool, hey man, I ain't judging. I just can't look at her on my shelves. Of course, it also strikes me funny what Snail Shell determined to be some of her assets. Yep, had to be done. Now, if you've been messing with these action figures for a while, you know that if it says 3-0, it's going to look good under the lights, and they recently solicited Bloodshot. Now, I don't have a whole lot of details or anything here. I just know it's 3-0, and I know that that means he's just going to look good under the lights. That's just how it is. That's what they do. They produce figures that kick butt. So you just have to find where your price range is, and if you find a 3-0 line that fits in that price range, you just buy it, basically, because You know it's gonna look good in front of the camera. And I don't even know much about Bloodshot. I'll probably skip him. But man, did I just work hard to sell him to you? 30 owes me money. And there you have it, gang. That was the first Saturday edition of Photogenic Figures ? Now, I'm hoping to do this every Saturday, but I won't know until I look at the YouTube analytics. So if you dug the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you thought. Are you going to be picking up any of these figures for putting in front of your camera? Or did I miss anything that you're definitely going to be putting in front of your camera that I should have talked about? Let me know in the comments below. Also, in the video description, I'm going to make sure and put up all the pre-orders I can find, as well as the surprise ridiculous thingy, which is something I'm putting all over social media. It's an Amazon affiliate link I have where I just find something stupid on Amazon that I hope you guys can click on and get a chuckle out of. And hey, if you're already on Amazon after doing that and you need to buy something, go for it. It helps the channel out, whether it's a pair of socks or maybe a helicopter. I don't know if Amazon sells helicopters. Anywho, folks, thanks for watching. As always, it's hugely appreciated, especially since you're still watching while I'm rambling. And hey, as always, have fun and happy snapping. See ya.